Hello, Bunny.
Hello?
What's new?
Not much. I'm a little afraid of living with, like, girls. I think you guys are contagious.
You know, you are not the first person to see that. But why are you scared?
Are we talking about periods? That's why I had to wear this mask. I don't want anybody to know what's going on inside of my body. Like,
Well, it's okay. I mean, you don't have to talk about your period.
it's not okay.
Why? Women bleed.
It's terrible. It's
okay.
it's like the holiday season. I get all the hassles and none of the benefits. Like,
What do you mean? From your period?
yeah.
Yeah, the period's not a beneficial thing.
No, and I don't want any babies in there, and it's just like, oh, I need to get something from the mall. There are tons of crowds, and there will be nothing under my tree.
Nice, got it. I like that.
But see, here we go again. With
You
the
did it.
period.
You brought it up. I didn't.
That's why I'm wearing a mask.
But what do you mean contagious? Being around with girls.
Oh,
Are you not in tune with your girliness?
I try to like get through that. And, like,
To where? Where are you trying to go?
you know, that neutral space where like I don't know. Where there is no PMS and no.
But I think it's okay. Well, it's not okay. The whole suffering part is pretty brutal. The whole being fussy. But like, we worked that out. We laughed through it.
It's true. I was actually just having a bad day. I had one really bad PMS episode where I was really angry. But
Ooh, when was this?
I think this was last year, and I was afraid it was going to be that forever. But just once.
Just once in your whole life?
Yeah, I don't really
Oh,
get
that's
the
lucky.
emotional thing. I thought that most women were just like being women and having an excuse.
Well, yeah. I mean, no, it can be pretty bad.
They're like, I'm bloated, so I'm just gonna say everything that I'm feeling all the time instead of 80% of the time. I kind of just figured that's what it was.
Are you stereotyping women?
Probably.
You're not even gonna commit to that. You're just like, maybe, probably.
It's well, are you saying that that's not true of all women that say they have PMS?
Well, I guess. I don't know.
Exactly. So I'm not stereotyping. I'm just being honest.
Do we really say what we feel 80% of the time?
Yeah, or act like it's the reality. Like, the feelings are not necessarily based on any. They don't have any real bearing on reality. Like, something makes a person feel bad, that doesn't mean they've even necessarily been wrong. It's just based within themselves. There's no real anchor to reality. So to just like let all that out on people as if,
Yeah.
you know, it's just not really fair because it's.
It's just hormones.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it is.
No, it's. I mean, I get those hormones, and there was only one time where. I mean, I guess that time does prove that, like, it could. I don't know. It might have been something I ate. I can't even say that one time is like enough to say that that happens to people on a regular basis. I don't know.
I got a feather in my eye.
Oh no.
Tonight at dinner, I think I got like a crumb in my eye.
Oh no.
On some like left-handed off-the-wall bullshit.
Oh no.
I want to talk about this emotion stuff. So what do you think emotions are?
I don't know. I mean, they've got some validity, but they don't. Emotions aren't necessarily a real indicator of what has happened or what the reality is, or like, you know, they might mean that a person needs to get out of a situation, but it doesn't necessarily mean the situation is bad. It means it's not right for a person and they might need to leave it. They don't need to like destroy it or kick it down or change it. You know, I mean, sometimes it is based on a situation being wrong, or you know, just something could actually be wrong, but emotions don't necessarily mean that that that's the case. Sometimes they're just not right for that person, you know.
That's interesting. But then that brings up two things to question. What is bad? Like, not giving not giving specific examples, but like defining what is bad and what is good. Like, what is bad?
I mean, it's like, I don't like it when someone chews loudly with their mouth open, but it's not like they punched me in the face.
Right.
So it's like, even if both things would upset me, only one of them was, you know, malicious. So.
And then that brings up then the other thing you were saying. What is reality then? If you're going to say that maybe that emotions aren't really, like, don't necessarily represent reality, then what is reality?
I mean, it's a real experience.
Emotions define the real experience.
I mean, you can't tell someone they're not feeling their emotions.
Exactly.
Their emotions are really happening. But whether or not someone is deserving of an emotional outburst, again, like, if someone's chewing loudly and that bothers you, maybe it's not too much work for them to close their mouths, and you can say, hey, that bothers me, but you don't punch them in the face as if they punched you in the face. Like, that's not they're not deserving of, you know, some crazy rage just because you don't like what they're doing, especially if they haven't done anything malicious.
This is interesting because now I feel like then reality, like, then there is no actual real reality because it's all kind of relative.
I mean,
or, you know, like, subjective, like everything is just perception.
It's true. I mean, there's, you go on about good and bad and right and wrong, and that's true, but
that's interesting too, what you're saying about emotions, because then I feel like what you're saying, like, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to, like, totally change the situation, but your emotions could just kind of serve as, like, a warning bell to you to shift your reality.
Exactly.
If reality is just a subjective thing.
You have to understand when the change needs to take place outside of you and when the change needs to take place inside of you, whether it's, like, with you and personal, or whether, you know, there's actually a wrong taking place and you need to step in and correct, you know, whatever's happening.
That's interesting. Oh, that is really interesting. Any insight onto, like, how you could know?
I mean, sometimes it's fairly easy if you can step back outside of that emotion and pause and look at the situation. And I feel like that's usually it. Most people get so wrapped up in their feelings that they don't take the time to consider what's actually happened, what people's intentions were, you know, what the situation was, and also who another person is. And I think that's a big thing. You know, being angry at someone for being themselves when you can't. Sometimes you just need to walk away and say, I don't like that person, not I'm going to be angry and fight about it, because you can't fight someone for doing what they do because that's who they are, you know. Sometimes you have to walk away.
I love how, like, when we start talking and sometimes you just go, oh.
I don't know. And this is also with the mask. I can't.
What's going on, Bunny? Tell me.
I don't know.
What's going on inside of Bunny?
I
don't want to laugh at you. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm alright. It's not one of those situations where I'm like, why is she laughing? I'm having a hard time. I'm okay. I'm okay. It's alright. Everything's alright.
Okay. Well, I'm really glad we had this talk.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the kettle on. You wanna have some tea?
Oh yeah. Let's do that.
I think we should. That was fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Bye.